Hello viewers and welcome to episode 5 of the Smart Mobility Revolution. My name is Kevin Borras. I'm joined as ever by Bob McQueen, a smart mobility expert. Bob is in the process of writing what used to be called a book, but is now a BOK, which stands for a body of knowledge. It's not just a book, it's not just printed content, it's audio, video content, lots of other stuff as well. But Bob is looking at the revolution that is the smart mobility sector. So episode 5, here we are. Last episode we mentioned that we'll be talking about what is smart mobility within a smart city, right? So for me, if I am the citizen of a smart city, which I have to point out that I'm not, what would I get for being a citizen of a smart city in terms of smart mobility options that I don't now?
I'm glad you're asking it that way, Kevin, because a lot of people forget about the people dimension. We get kind of obsessed by the technology and forget that people use this at the end of the day. So I think what I'm looking for if I'm a citizen is better service, faster response, and more seamless travel. You know, I guess it could all be boiled down to, and my colleagues in the United Arab Emirates, the ministry there, have effectively got a department of happy citizens. And I think that kind of sums it up. We want people to be happier with their travel experience.
Yeah. How do you ensure that? Are they happier because they've got more options than people who don't live in a smart city? Or is it the availability of those options? Not necessarily the fact they've got them, but they've got the chance to use them or not.
Well, it's both. It's having the options available and then having the awareness that those options are available and being able to use them. Mobility as a service is a great example. You know, give me all the information about all the modal choices that are available to me right now. Even if I didn't pre-plan it, I may have made a spontaneous travel decision.
Yeah.
And help me to find the best option. Because unfortunately, the private car is the default, no-brainer, no thinking option.
Yeah.
Right? I don't need to do any research other than know where I'm going to park. I just get in the car and drive. Whereas for a little bit of extra effort, you may be able to use multimodal trip chain, using transit, using micro-mobility, and that would significantly reduce your carbon footprint, which is something that we're trying to achieve.
Yeah, sure. So in terms of the smart citizen, then are they considered smart, or can they consider themselves smart if the information they require to make the most informed travel choice is sent to them rather than them having to look for it?
Yeah, the whole idea of pushing information rather than people having to pull it was quite crucial. And you know, the way you phrased that almost made me think of do people in a smart city have to take an IQ test to prove they're smart enough to live there? Probably not. But I think the evidence that people are taking smarter decisions will be revealed by their behavior. There's a lot of times, and we've seen it in political opinion polls, well, people say one thing and they do something else. So we really want to look at what people are doing. And the statisticians, the survey experts will talk about revealed preference as opposed to stated preference. Stated preference is, I'm going to do this. Revealed preference is, we see what you really do. And the amount of data available now allows us to do that.
So also what I'm thinking about is that all these options that are already, let's be fair, already existing, they're not going to get to the users if the cities or the local authority or national authorities aren't interested in actually implementing them. So is that partially what your book is for? Is to convince the people whose decisions they are to say, yeah, this is what we need. Our citizens need this. We need this for our city to be considered smart and to be more mobile. Is that who the book is aimed at, the decision makers?
It's more dangerous than that. If decision makers don't get it and don't understand the revolution that's underway, then they could be hit in the back of the head by a request from someone who votes for them saying, what about this? Why haven't you considered this particular option? So it's necessary to get in the swim and to get up to speed with what's going on, which means then you're able to understand the threats and the opportunities. And smart mobility carries with it, you know, threats and opportunities. The threat is that your mode of operation today might be redundant tomorrow. I mean, if you're still making 35mm box cameras, then maybe it's time you took a look at what's going on, right?
Sure. So yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, I like that. That's a nice way to finish. So Bob, that's a great way of looking at exactly, the crucial element of who needs to be convinced that this is the solution to everything. And the last, of course, we talked about before, episode 3, was we looked at what problem is smart mobility solving. So now we've got to the point now where we know the problem is solved. So in the next episode, episode 6, we're going to be talking about how to organize your city for smart mobility success. So Bob, thanks for joining me, and I will catch up again soon. Thank you.